Hi, everybody. Happy Friday night. I'm playing with some crayons. These are my Croatian crayons. The brand is Boya. I'm picking a fun, colorful bit for some background. Not sure if anybody's on, if you can hear me. If anybody wants to type in the chat, just so you know. I know if you can hear me or not. I'm not talking though, so that's just so you know. I'm just working with crayons on my background. Oh, excellent. Thank you, Sandy, for letting me know. I just want to put some washes of color in the background. So I'm going to find a watercolor brush and I'll dig this out. Just plain water I'm spritzing on the background. Water on the watercolor, water on the background. Make it a lot easier for this to get super flowy in there. I'm going to go grab a watercolor brush. And look at this. You move with me now that I have a very special microphone. I hope this fixes the sound and the lag. Hopefully we're not getting lag today. Yeah, Deb, I'm going to take the next month off, actually. But tonight's the last night of the... Tonight is the last night. I'm going to do this for a while because I think what I want to do is invite guests on and have conversation during this, because sitting here talking to myself at the end of a week is not my idea of the way I want to spend a Friday night. Like, it's cool to sit here and make art, and somehow I feel really obligated to speak when I'm doing this because of all the confusion and the sound and all of that. So, just trying to figure out what would make it fun, and it would be more fun if I was talking to somebody. So I may turn this into a once a month membership, open, create along studio time, maybe even let other people host it. Maybe I don't host it every week. But I'm thinking of turning it into a membership benefit because I know most of the people who are watching are my Watch, Learn, Play members anyway. So if y'all want this community on Friday nights, I would love to continue that, and then maybe do the free YouTube lives like this just periodically. Ooh, I like the way that's coming out right there. I really like the way the watercolor goes over top of the crayon on this. Even making mud with this particular palette, though, even the mud is not ugly. I've been doing a lot of color study for this coming year. In the Watch, Learn, Play membership, we're going to focus a triad of colors every month, a different red, yellow, blue. Not that you have to use exclusively that. As a matter of fact, that would be very boring, but just trying to incorporate new colors into including them in the colors that I normally use, trying new color schemes. Like, unless I put that down as a challenge for myself, I'm not necessarily going to. It's really easy for me to continue to reach for the same colors over and over and over again because it's comfortable, right? And I seek comfort, so it makes sense. And I want to grow in my color confidence and continue to grow and challenge myself to step outside of my comfort zone and explore new things and discover new color schemes that I like. And so that is one of the things I'm super excited about coming up in the new year in the Watch, Learn, Play membership, along with the fact that we have just a really amazing, nurturing, connected community who feels like family, who I've missed this week terribly. We're taking a week off for Christmas. So, Deb, that's really one of the reasons why I came on tonight, because I miss you guys. And because I needed to make this anyway. So, let's see, right? The combo of watercolor and crayon. I know, I'm totally digging it. It's so simple. And where the crayon doesn't completely cover the paper. I mean, check this out. This combo with the blue over top. Like, when the crayon doesn't completely go down, you get that like little spotty stuff going on in the background. That's really cool too. Oh, I thought that was black and it's brown. I'm glad I didn't use that. There's the black. There's the black. I forget what I made this color palette for. I'm sure I could remember, but black and brown. I think I made this for the retreat. It reminds me of that, at least. How could that have only been last month? If you stick around after I'm done with this, I'll show you the pages that I made in my everything journal to start. I'm so excited to start a new journal. I think I feel kind of like adrift when I'm in between journals, and I've filled my last one and I didn't want to start a new one before the new year. So just kind of putzing around writing on other things. I don't know. I could just write in a new journal, but um, yeah, I think that's good. I like the coverage. I think I want to do some little droplets, some little splatters to make a little more texture on the surface. Maybe a little salt. Maybe I'll go get a little salt and see what that does. We've got some nice juicy spots here. Let's see if I have salt up here. That is questionable. Salt, salt, salt. If I were salt, where would I be? Well, no, I'm not finding salt, but I do have those vegetable powder. Actually, what do I have here? I have some of these brush show things. Brush show crystals, some turquoise. Those are color crystals. They come in lots of different brands. This is just one of the many brands. Brush show color crystals. Anybody play with those before? There's some alizarin crimson, and that first one was turquoise. Ooh, the crimson really took off on that one. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about those. And you know what? This is the Hitchhiker Journal is such a great place to practice and try new materials because there is absolutely uh, no loss. Like there's no messing this up. It's just it is what it is, and it's a learning experience that I love every single week. So that said, I really love this commitment to doing this every week. I do it. I like being committed to doing it on camera. I just think that I would like to have some conversations. So I think I'm going to figure out how to put a call out for people who want to come on and chat. I miss doing that with my friend Manette, and I did that with a creative stretch where we would have conversation around things. So I would rather be doing this and having some sort of random conversation with another creative. Because I like painting like this and intuitively, and not having to describe what it is that I'm doing. That way I can just be in the moment, which is what I'm craving. And I like sharing it. So, there's both of those. Okay, I'm going to put the crayons away. I'm going to leave the black one out because I think I might want some more of that. These crayons I got in Croatia on the island of, I forget the name now. Just one of those things. So I'm going to get this dry. She's very colorful. I'll straighten up my camera here. Sorry about that. You guys all crooked. Oh, just in time. Yay, Jenna, I'm glad you're here. This is crayons and watercolor. And then some brusho, those crystals, color crystals over top. And I'm just getting it dry. Sometimes it's the simplest things. Like I love white crayon in the background and watercolor over top. I never get tired of that. So when you get it partially dry like this, you can, impatient creatives like myself have discovered, you can roll a paper towel roll over top of it and pick up the extra. I'm gonna let it keep going. And I also like using crayon over top of a hot background. So wherever I've got some heat, when you use crayon over top of a hot background, like the crayon melts in and it makes it go down really nice and rich. I do that mainly with like these pencils. I love doing that with the China marker, these that are waxy. When you do that over top of, when I make the background hot, they just like melt onto the surface and are a really fun resist. I don't have anything that's really dark that this white's showing up on. And you got to get it really hot to, there we go. Make it just melt on the surface. Okay, I'm tired of holding the dryer. So that means we're just going to blot the rest of the stuff off there. Oh, it's a good thing I don't get a manicure. There's this blue around my cuticles is quite vivid. That's my arty manicure. Whenever you see me, my hands look like that, you know my heart is full. Okay, so it's all dry. And thank you. Thanks, Jana. Yeah, bright and beautiful. Bright, colorful, super colorful. I love this combo here, this sort of aqua green and the hot pink or magenta. And this yellow peachy coral color. That reminds me of the color of the year kind of in here somewhere. All right, I think I'm going to fold it and then just work on the individual pages. Sometimes it doesn't like to fold when it's been wet and dry and it's all crinkly. So that first crease is the most important one, to try and get it as aligned as possible. So I'm folding it in half. I'm going to do both directions, fold it in half. And then when it's in this elongated, this landscape position, I'm going to go ahead and fold these other two panels, the loose edges back to the center fold. I think I say a different thing every time I do this. Okay, so that is accordion folded. I find it easiest to cut. This is where we want to cut from the folded edge through this first crease only. I'm looking for my shorty scissors here. So I'm going to cut along that crease. And then I want to reverse all of these folds because I want the color to be on the inside. And I know it felt like the color was on the inside before, but you want the white to be on the, just like that. And then I take it like this with the color facing up and just open it up. And then that is my hitchhiker. And if you turn the paper the other orientation, instead of having it landscape, you do a portrait, you have another rectangle. It's a different shape than this one. It's not as tall and narrow. I really like that page. It looks like a January. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to glue this just to anchor it. And then I have a new trick that I discovered I want to show you with these glue sticks. Because I know I'm not the only one that ends up going through a ton of this glue stick and have these empty containers I don't know what to do with. And I hate throwing things away, and don't think it's recyclable, and I just feel like I want to find another use for them. And it's a nice holder. So I thought that I could actually, and I did, shove a sponge in there and then use it for stenciling. So I'm going to show you how that works in just a moment. And then I always cut this bottom edge so that I have extra pages to flip out. I don't know why I keep doing that when I'm not filling them, but it's aspirational, I suppose. It's hard to cut here. It's hard to cut it right on the edge sometimes. And of course, I'm trying to do this the most fiddliest way possible. There we go. And this side has a little mess on the side of it, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. Okay, so this is the page that I liked for my beginning. I'm going to get my paint so that I can stencil. And I use these makeup sponges to stencil with. And usually I'm holding them in my hand, but I discovered that I can shove them into my empty Yoo-hoo container and make a little spongy thing. So check it out. I'm using black gesso, and this is for January. January 1 through, what is, well, let's see, because here is my everything journal. And we're looking at January 1 to 7. I'm going to do 1 to 7 because I'm going to start doing these Monday through Sunday. I know that is so unusual for me. And if you know me, if you've known me for a long time, I have resisted starting my calendar on Monday for decades. So this feels huge. 2024 is a year of starting my calendar on Monday. And it means nothing else except the fact that it places my Friday, Saturday, Sunday on one spread by itself in my everything journal, 1 through 7. And that's exactly what I need it to do. So dauber. Yes, it is a dauber. Homemade dauber. All right, not super clean. That's okay. Clean is overrated. I'll just use my pencil and make it a little more scribbly so that it kind of feels like I intentionally did that. Okay. So this is going to be Monday. It's funny, we have security camera on the driveway that sends me a ding to my phone when it gets activated. And that's how I know when my husband's home. It just dings my phone. It's very convenient. Oh my goodness. Deb, I think you were the one that told me about lessons in chemistry, and I am obsessed. I am listening to the book. It's on, actually, it's on Spotify funny enough. Free on Spotify for me for some reason. Okay. And then watch the series on Apple TV because, oh my goodness. And both of them are super entertaining because they're so different. I mean, the story is still the same, but I think there's listening to the book and watching the show felt like two sort of related things, but they didn't feel like the same thing for sure. I really want to get back into my big six, my daily six. So I'm going to make it really easy for myself by just having that. Oop. Okay, that I didn't want. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to get some masking tape. And to be honest with you, because I'm starting a new run of The Artist's Way, I am going to put on here one of my big six is going to be morning pages because I want to reestablish that as being a higher priority, as in one of the things that I want to check off of my list. So that, I don't know if I want to turn the page if it's not completely dry, but there we go. I'm not a big resolution person, but I love this time of year, not for the resolutions, but for the forecasting my the way I want to feel at the end of 2024. I just put a lot of thought into that right now. Oops. Yeah, this is why freezer paper is not a good thing to put tape on because it peels up that layer. Anyway, more of like a vision board for feelings. So that is how I finish the year up. Do you guys have one day a week that you do like something completely different than you do on the other 6 days? Do you have a day that you just want to like intentionally everything is not work that day? I try to do that. And I can tell when I haven't been doing it for a long time because I just feel like I hit a wall and exhaust myself. Usually it's a day filled with being out in nature, if that's not my norm, you know, like I'm out in nature somewhat on my day to day, but I love to take an extra day and intentionally do more of that, right? So I've got all my days on there, and I've got my 6 lists. I haven't seen the TV series. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm just checking the chat before I log off. Yes, the idea of intentions. Again, just I want to think about and lift up like the feelings that I want to have at the end of next year. So, and then I'm just wondering if I can cover that up at all. Probably not. What I would do to try is a little gesso. Just let me see. Let me see if I can do that. We'll just pretend we designed it this way. I really meant for there to be this like shadowy thing over here. Yep, I designed it that way. 100%. Ha! There's always gesso, you guys. It's only paint and paper, and there's always gesso. 2 things that we say a lot. All right. So that is that for another Hitchhiker Journal, January 1 to 7. This will be the last one I do on YouTube Live for a while. So stay tuned. Make sure you're signed up for my mailing list so you can know where I'm going to be doing this. I believe it will probably be done. Continue to do it as a membership benefit for my Watch, Learn, Play members. And what's going to show up here is still up in the air. I'll figure that out in January. But this is the end of my journal. Oops, this little accordion fold. And then I wanted to show you my, because I've spent so much time on it, I want to show you my next Claire, my next version of Claire that I start. Well, I've already started her. I'm going to put this over top of that because I don't want to get a bunch of black on here. Here, let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. Nope, only in. Well, anyway, I think she's pretty. She's got little polka dots. And she's, oh, see, that's what I didn't want to do. Doggone it. Oh, well, it's black and white. So there's black and white polka dots on the back. That's so funny. I didn't want to do that. And then I have my calendar for next year on these first pages. And then I figured out around April, as I was doing my monthly, let me see if they're right here. Yeah. As I was doing these calendars, if you see here, here's April, right? So I was using this background as my palette as I was painting these. And so now when I come to those months, here's May, right? All the colors go. I'm like, oh, that's kind of fun. So I just flipped to a new page every month when I was doing them, because then I see all of the colors. And I'm still figuring out what I'm doing with these. But there's July. And here's August. And my Watch, Learn, Play members, you guys all have access to these even after they go away. They will be in the membership after they go away in the daily creative course that I put them in. they will continue to be, oh, I'm just turning the pages now instead of turning these pages. Let's see, this was September. I think that was September. Now I'm losing where we am. October. I know this one's November. I love that one. Those colors look so good. This is yellow ochre, Prussian blue, and burnt sienna. And then December is this one. So anyway, that is my, and then all the rest of these pages, of course, are numbered because I like to have my pages numbered so I can go back and find things. When I put it together, I had a signature already going that kind of found its way into the middle. So it was fine. I was doing some brainstorming on a signature before I made the journal. So I have my whole 2024 calendar spread out here, which is really nice. I like to see where I have things going on. So anyway, my new everything journal in progress, already messing up the back. It's not messed up. It's just putting a little bit of life onto the pages. And that's what this is going to start very soon. So yay, welcome, Yellow Sunny Bear. So glad you just joined. And Deb and Jana. And everybody else that I missed on here. Sandy. Jay Muir. I know who that is. I just can't recall it off the top of my head. So you guys have a wonderful weekend. Happy New Year. I will be on the Ask Me Anything call for Watch, Learn, Play on Monday, the 1st of January at 4:30. And then right after that, I'm going to be doing an intro to the Artist's Way and talking about what it's all about. And I hope to see you there. All right. Bye, guys.